thing really made me really upset. I saw a girl and the dude playing around, like flirting and stuff like that. And it's like, damn, do I look that bad for me not to have nobody flirting with me? Damn. It's like half of it, I hate my life. All the dudes flirt with the other girls. Dudes really don't flirt with me, or am I? It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. I know it's probably because the way I'm. One thing really made me really upset.
That's an interesting dilemma right there. And let's address this, right? Because we can come at this from a lot of different angles. No pun intended. She gave us a lot of different angles. So we have to examine this, and I want to examine it objectively. But first, I want to address the fact that, listen, it's not a fair thing in this world, in this life. You don't get to choose how you come out. You don't get to choose what you look like. And there can be certain advantages and disadvantages based on simply your appearance. So we got to call that out. And we do have to extend the level of compassion for people who don't get the same results as others, just duly based on their looks. We have to acknowledge that because that's true. Now, let's be objective for a second, right? Because, and I'm just speaking objectively for the sake of conversation. When we look at her, honestly, I think that's a good picture to focus on. Honestly, she doesn't look that bad. She doesn't look that bad to be expressing the fact that she's not getting certain outcomes and results. Now, I don't know if she wants everybody to think that she's fine, which is not going to happen unless she does a little bit of work. But when we just talk about finding your person, I don't think she should have those type of problems. And honestly, I don't understand why a lot of ladies have these type of problems. But we're going to address that. But first, let's just stick on this point for a second because I feel like you should be able to find somebody. And the reason is because there is a new term that they created just for us fellas. It's called incel. And what incel, I don't know if I can say that, but what it means basically is involuntarily celibate, which means that you don't have, it's a lot of guys out here who can't get any action. And ultimately, they're desperate and they're lonely. So, and it is a large amount of guys, by the way, because a lot of guys are invisible to a lot of the ladies for whatever reason you want to say. Either they don't have enough resources, either they don't have enough swag, either they don't have the mouthpiece, whatever. Because we have to be a lot of things, and we have to measure up in a lot of different attributes in order to have success with the ladies. Whereas, I guess where I'm going with this, I feel like even if you are a female who may not be as attractive as your compatriots, I still feel like it shouldn't be that hard. And now let me explain why. Let me tell you something. It's not the same for both sides, both genders. Let me tell you something. You're not going to tell me that as a female that femininity isn't going to get you a man out here because that's a scarce resource today. And I feel like really, if you really want a man as a woman, like you can get it pretty instantly. And the only thing that you have to do is is pretty low as far as the bar because I think that the only thing that you have to do is just be a good person. And I feel like you'll be able to get not just a guy, but almost pretty much any guy that you really want just about. Now, let me give an example because let's be real, y'all. If you think she's really trying that hard, or does she just want it to come to her? Right? You want to just attract it, but it's like if you want to attract it without you actually doing anything or showing any of your qualities, your good qualities, and you just want to attract it based off your looks, then you have to look attractive. Now, fortunately, there are other ways that you can get what you're looking for. You're not going to tell me that if she saw a dude at the job and she saw him getting some hot Cheetos out the machine, and then so she decides the next day to bring that brother some lunch, right? Some good lunch that she cooked, and she puts a little sticky note on that lunch with a quote, a motivational quote on there. Come on, man, you got him right there. Even the way that she is now, right? Let's not even say if you, because see, a lot of women are like, I'm not going to approach a man. I'm not going to talk to a man. Notice that's not even you really approaching a man in a romantic way. That's just you being a good person and doing a nice gesture for somebody. We got to stop overcomplicating these things. All it really takes is a little initiative, if that's what you want. Because we take initiative for these degrees and these careers that ultimately actually hinder us because of the amount of debt that we take on. But you're not going to take on initiative for a man who, let's be real, on a man's side, I may get with a woman and it may not be an immediate and instant visible ROI to it because it's acceptable for a guy to have a woman that doesn't work. It's not acceptable on the other side of the coin. So you find a guy, you instantly, if you're making 50,000, you instantly just got a guy maybe making 60, 70,000 that just enhanced your life instantly, practically, logistically. So I think that's worth taking a little initiative, a little investment, just like we do other things, right? You didn't even if you make a guy some lunch, you don't even have to spit game. You can just do a nice thing. And what's a guy gonna want to do? Reciprocate. So now, boom, thank you so much. You got me some lunch. Let me take you out. And then he takes you out, and then you say maybe you say something on there that shows just what a reasonable person you are. Hey, you don't have to take me out. Like, I don't mind just cooking you something to eat, and maybe we can even split the groceries on it. And he'll be like, split the grocery money, and you still gonna cook it? Man, that dude will be ready to marry you. Even let me tell you something. Even if she's still looking like that, and he's like, it's not really my type, my speed. His mind is gonna start formulating ways to like, how can I make this work? I mean, I go to the gym. She could just come with me, and I can help her lose some of this weight, or maybe I'll just get the surgery, whatever. Because also, objective, like I said, you really just have to be a good person and take a little bit of initiative, and you really don't even have to be that forward if you really want to get a guy. You just do something nice for the guy, just something you notice. Maybe you bring him lunch. Hey, what's your favorite thing to eat? I like lasagna. And then maybe you say, oh, it's Friday, so I want you to have something to eat over the weekend. So I just went ahead and made you a whole lasagna. Let me know how it tastes on Monday. Man, please, come on, man. It's gonna be God. Listen, it's that easy. And if you are attractive, then you really shouldn't have any problems finding a man, right? And I'm not saying whether yay or nay whether she's attractive, because I actually think that she has a lot of potential as far as her look, especially with me looking like this. I think, of course, we got to have self-love, right? And take care of ourselves. But I don't. I think there'll be tons of guys that's attracted to her. So it's just we got to stop just thinking that things are supposed to just come easy and come to us. And sometimes we got to do a little bit of work. And I understand her situation because sometimes when you're too close to the problem and it's like your reality, it's hard to kind of see the obvious solutions. So yeah, I mean that's why it's good to get advice from other people because I can understand being, having a problem and then to somebody else is like, bro, just do this. Simple, right? So if you're having trouble out there, I feel like it really is an obvious solution when it comes to attracting, especially a man. We're pretty simple, just be a good person, Maybe do something nice. Maybe do something nice first without expecting anything back, you know, and see how far that gets you. In worst case scenario, everything is a pipeline, a lot of life is about numbers. So you're not going to tell me. Like if you really want a man, you can get one this week. You're not going to tell me if you cook 10 different guys lunch this week, that not one of them, no matter what you look like, is going to want to explore things further. Right? Let's not overcomplicate this. Y'all like the video. Also subscribe if you want to join the Limitless Legion. Cash app link below if you want to buy your boy iced coffee, tip the channel. And also feel free to join the Patreon where I have self-improvement content. Until then, I'll catch you in the next video.